Interviews have been going on for years with people like R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, P. Diddy, even Mariah Carey. And these interviews were kind of looked at in a much different way than we're looking at them today, now with the knowledge of all of the Diddy crimes as well as what's currently going on with the Epstein files. Today, we're going to dive deeper into all of these past interviews and dissect them and see what these famous celebrities were really saying. Remember, if you find the video valuable, please subscribe.
At the time they were aired, these interviews seemed lighthearted, possibly even comedic. But looking back now, they feel like chilling warning signs of scandals that would only be revealed years later.
But we do begin tonight with singer R. Kelly, sentenced to 30 years behind bars after his conviction on racketeering and sex trafficking charges.
Looking back, some of the warning signs were hiding in plain sight. When R. Kelly was directly asked about his attraction to younger women, his response wasn't a denial. It was hesitation, deflection, and a refusal to give a clear answer.
Wondering about you. Do you like girls?
19?
19 and younger.
I have some 19-year-old friends, but I don't like anybody illegal, if that's what we're talking about.
I want to show my panel a fascinating interview we found from 1991. Bill Cosby was on CNN promoting a book. He tells an interesting story. Take a look.
Over the years, Bill Cosby has faced dozens of misconduct allegations, including accusations involving victims and claims that he intoxicated them. What makes this clip unsettling is how openly he described behavior that, at the time, was brushed off as normal.
Now, before we show this behavior, which is actually quite strange to see that he said these things publicly, you're actually not going to believe it, knowing what we know today. It is very strange that some people that we see inside of this video here today are behind bars, while others are free and absolutely nothing happened to them. It's definitely strange how there is not the same consequences for very similar crimes.
Spanish fly was the thing that all boys from age 11 on up to death, we will still be searching for Spanish fly. That's right. And what was the old story was, if you took a little drop, no, it was on the head of a pin. And
drop
you put
it
it
in
in
a
the drink.
Coca-Cola. Don't matter.
It doesn't make it. And the girl would drink it, and
she's yours.
Hello, America.
Our next guest is in his 7th season, playing Hyde on the Fox sitcom That 70s Show. Please welcome Danny Masterson.
In 2023, Danny Masterson was convicted of assaulting 2 women and sentenced to 30 years to life. After the verdict, an old Conan O'Brien interview resurfaced, and many felt it said everything we needed to know.
Like my friend Bodie Elfman, he always teases me and he says, "Hi, my name is Danny Masterson. Would you like to touch my balls?" You know, doing an imitation of me, because certain words
why
you
are you
just can't get
asking
away
people
with.
to do that? That's the more important question. I've heard about you. And you'll be caught soon. I know you will.
I will.
The case also brought renewed attention to those around him.
We just spoke about Ashton Kutcher just a few days here on the channel. He is someone that has not had any consequences for anything. Nothing has yet been proven, but there's a lot of speculation around him and crimes that he's potentially done. By the way, regarding Bill Cosby and Spanish Fly, he looked so excited and happy to share with everyone that he's searching for that Spanish Fly because it'll allow him to take advantage of people.
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis publicly supported Masterson during the trial, a decision that sparked backlash. In response, older clips began circulating again, including moments where inappropriate jokes and comments were made involving young actresses.
Why someone bet you made with Danny about our first kiss?
No, it wasn't the first kiss. It was like a second or third kiss.
It was the first. It was like the first week.
No, it was not the first week.
What? Then Danny goes to him and goes, "Dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her."
Oh, no.
For $10.
You're making it sound like it was like really... okay, Dan, we had a little side bet, don't we?
Another resurfaced clip shows Ashton making a comment about a then 15-year-old Hillary Duff, which drew even more scrutiny.
Duff is in Lizzie McGuire. She also has an album out. She's going to be in a movie called Cheaper by the Dozen. And she's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18.
Right there is the statement that I wanted to share because that is just something creepy. A 15-year-old girl, actress, someone in the industry with you, and he's saying right there openly to everyone that we're just waiting for her to turn 18. Now, of course, that means many things. First of all, it means that they're waiting for her to turn 18 because then they're able to date this girl. But it also means that they are very attracted to this 15-year-old girl, so much so that they're willing to wait a couple of years for her to turn of age, which in reality, they probably would not have minded if she was interested before she was 18. Let's be honest with what we know now inside of this industry.
In 2020, Chris D'Elia faced multiple allegations of predatory behavior, including claims involving underage women. After the accusations surfaced, an older podcast clip began circulating, and suddenly, a moment that once felt like casual conversation carried a very different weight, where he realized he could be in deep trouble. When the topic of Snapchat messages being saved was mentioned, you can see the realization hit almost instantly.
The boy's mother ended up finding it.
Finding it? What do you mean? It Snapchat goes away, right? How they?
He probably saved it. You can screen record, take screenshots.
Wow.
You got to know that that's gonna happen.
Oh my gosh. Look at his face. He did not know that things could be saved on Snapchat. That is actually a crazy face right there. But while we're here, tell me what names so far have shown up on this list that you didn't expect to see, because we're definitely going through a bunch that we have not yet covered here on the channel, and I'm glad that we're diving a bit deeper today. Let's keep going.
After the Proposals movie launch, Sandra Bullock was making the usual interview rounds, until one interviewer shifted the focus to her half-nude scene.
The major thing that's changed since you were here last?
Yes.
I have now seen you.
And I'm so sorry about that.
I have seen you.
Were you able to sleep afterwards? Why are you looking down?
It's now my screensaver.
Why did you look down when
I was
you said
looking
that?
at my notes.
Not your notes are not over here.
They were right there.
Despite her frustration, the reporters circled back and brought it up again.
Did I mention you have a scene in this movie?
Pretty much from the time you opened your mouth. Yeah.
Sandra Bullock. Come back more often.
No, not after this interview.
Wow, okay, so she's joking about it here, but clearly not comfortable that keeps on being brought up.
Soon after, multiple women came forward with accusations of inappropriate behavior against that same reporter.
Just moments ago, NBC News Chairman Andy Lack sent the following note to our organization. Dear colleagues, on Monday night, we received a detailed complaint from a colleague about inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace by Matt Lauer. It represented, after serious review, a clear violation of our company's standards. As a result, we have decided to terminate his employment. While it is the first complaint about his behavior in the over 20 years he has been at NBC News, we were also presented with reason to believe this may not have been an isolated incident. Our highest priority is to create a workplace environment where everyone feels safe and protected, and to ensure that any actions that run counter to our core values are met with consequences, no matter who the offender. We are deeply saddened by this turn of events.
Katie Couric had already warned us about him, but it was dismissed as nothing more than workplace banter.
You co-hosted the Today Show with Matt Lauer for 15 years. What is Matt's most annoying habit?
He pinches me on the ass a lot.
Wow! I wouldn't have a problem with that. Thanks, everybody.
Talk shows often rely on pressure to get honest answers, but sometimes that pressure crosses a line. And looking back, this moment between Ellen DeGeneres and Mariah Carey shows exactly what toxic behavior looks like.
And now we have seen Ellen speak to many different people, including, let's say, Diddy, Justin Bieber, and how she pushes for information and will sometimes give hints about things that are going on within the industry around and involved inside of those conversations.
The other thing is that people are saying that that you're pregnant. There's rumors.
Don't discuss that.
Mariah was clearly hesitant to talk about her personal life, but Ellen pushed the topic further, offering her champagne and suggesting that refusing to drink would confirm she was pregnant.
That's not champagne, because you can't.
No, it
have
is.
one. Is it really?
Yeah, you want to taste it?
I can't believe you did this to me, Ellen.
What? No,
Are you trying
I'm not going to ask you if you're pregnant or
This
not.
is
I'm
peer
just going to
pressure.
say.
Do you see what Ellen is doing? This is peer pressure.
No. Let's toast to you not being pregnant. If you're not pregnant, then we should.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. You're pregnant. You're pregnant.
I'll tell you, there's something about a woman being pregnant and wanting to share that at the right time, a time when it's safe and a time where people that they are close with would get to know before the entire world. This is just a sign of disrespect and should have never been done.
While Hollywood's scandals are recent news, within the industry itself, everyone was aware of what was going on. In 2005, Courtney Love was asked a simple question on the red carpet, and her answer immediately stood out.
Hi, Comic Central. Do you have any advice for a young girl moving to Hollywood? I'll get lively with us. Harvey Weinstein invites you to a private party in the Four Seasons downtown.
Years later, she clarified that she wasn't a victim herself, but claimed that speaking out in that moment effectively got her blacklisted from parts of the industry.
I mean, everyone at this point knows about Harvey Weinstein. Back then, probably not. Courtney Love, though, blowing him up on the spot right now. She literally said, I know I'll most likely get canceled for saying this, but if you get invited to a party with Harvey Weinstein, don't go. It doesn't get clearer than that.
There are a lot of parents out here who want to put their kids in this business. Their kids are cute, they're great actors, What would you say to a parent who just has the best of intentions who's coming here with their child?
Corey Feldman was one of the victims of these scandals. Back in 2013, he sat down and warned the public to avoid the industry at all costs.
Yeah.
I'm saying that there are people that were the people that did this to both me and Corey that are still working, they're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
And they are.
And they do not want me saying what I'm saying right now.
Are you saying that they're
Yes.
and that they're still in this business?
Yes.
Nobody, you're legendary for the parties that you throw. You throw a great party.
I'm a legend, baby, for a whole bunch of things.
Yes.
You know.
Huh?
Yeah.
A killer party. What's the ingredient? What do you do to make just an amazing killer party?
This is what you need to do.
The same pattern extends into the music industry. In recent years, Sean Combs has faced serious allegations, but when revisiting older interviews, some moments stand out in a way they didn't before, like when he casually described the setup of his private parties during an interview with Conan.
Okay, now, we need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols. If you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Locks on the door. So you hear the crowd laughing. Locks on the doors, but you know what? I don't think he's lying.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but rock with me. But just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
That just sounds disgusting. What are you talking about?
That's true.
It depends on the way you look at it.
Depends. Oh, people start getting it gets kind of sassy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you see, new word for you.
Yeah.
Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Or the moment a young Justin Bieber began opening up about his experiences, only to be quickly cut off.
Got me a Lamborghini.
That's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
He even predicted his own downfall back in a now archived interview.
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You're gonna hear about my parties. They're gonna be shutting them down. They're gonna probably be arresting me.
As I mentioned, many different names came to the light from this video here today. I want to know, which one are you the most surprised about? And on top of that, which names would you like me to dive into next?